Good afternoon, everybody. Today, I'll be doing an analysis of Fraser & Nee's financial statements based on data from 2022 to 2024. Firstly, we have the trend analysis of key financial metrics on this slide for the period 2022 to 2024. Firstly, we see that revenue has been growing consistently during this time period, increasing by 7.9% from 2022 to 2024. On the other hand, cost of sales has been growing more slowly within the same time period, and this divergence is likely due to improved operational efficiency within F&N. As a result, we see that gross profit has increased by 20% within this time frame, indicating stronger margins likely due to better price strategies and also economies of scale. Similarly, profit after taxation has increased by almost 24% within this time frame, indicating not just stronger margins but also better control over their operating and non-operating expenses. To complement the trend analysis, the next 3 slides will be doing a vertical analysis on key balance sheet items for F&N. We see for the vertical analysis of assets, we can see the property, plant and equipment has risen by 24.4% across this time period, which is an indication of ongoing investments in their production capacity and infrastructure. Similarly, trade receivables have also increased during this time period by 10.1% from 2022 to 2024, indicating higher sales activity or higher customer credit. We can see that inventories have declined to 86% of its 2022 levels, indicating improved inventory turnover or leaner supply chain management. Most notably, however, we see that cash and bank deposits have increased by almost 93% within this time frame, and this stronger liquidity position allows for F&N's greater financial flexibility. Next, we have the vertical analysis of liabilities, and we can see that trade payables have remained relatively constant from 2022 to 2024, indicating that F&N has maintained consistent credit terms with its suppliers. However, we can see greater fluctuation in non-current borrowings, as you can see how it dipped in 2023 and rose sharply again in 2024, indicating and this rise in long-term debt could be used to finance other capital expenditures such as the growth of property, plant and equipment as mentioned earlier. Next, we have the vertical analysis of equities. We can see that share capital has remained relatively constant, indicating the minimal issuance of new equity during this time period. On the other hand, we see that reserves have declined to 91% of the 2022 levels, indicating that dividend payouts have exceeded retained earnings for this time period. Next, we take a look at liquidity and efficiency ratios. So for the current ratio, we see that it increases from 1.4 in 2023 to 1.7 in 2024. And this strengthened liquidity position allows for F&N to better meet their short-term obligations. We see that account receivables turnover, on the other hand, has decreased slightly from 7.3 in 2023 to 7.1, which might indicate less frequent collections or more lenient credit policy. On the other hand, inventory turnover has increased from 4.1 to 4.5 in 2024, indicating better inventory management and faster stock movement. Next, we have the solvency ratios. So we see that debt to equity ratio has remained relatively constant at 0.5 for 2023 and 2024. So this indicates that F&N has not significantly increased their reliance on debt to finance operations or investments. And the low debt to equity ratio signals prudent financial management within F&N, which allows for them to borrow money in the future at more favorable terms to respond to any future growth opportunities. Next, we take a look at return on assets, which has increased from 4.3% in 2023 to 5.2% in 2024. So this signals that F&N has been able to use its assets more effectively to generate profits. Lastly, we take a look at market prospects ratio. We see that price earning ratio has increased from 11.5 in 2023 to 12.9 in 2024. This indicates increase in market valuation of the group relative to their earnings. On the other hand, dividend yield has decreased in the same period from 5.2 to 4.1, likely due to an increase in price share as mentioned earlier.